So it's a Saturday night. What are you planning on doing?
You are now listening to Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Let's get into it.
Episode 169, Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Sounds a little bit different than when I was motherfucking here on the 12th, huh? I wish I could say I'm 100%, but I am still a little bit fucked up. I've never had that kind of procedure done before. I had, I think I said it, I had the one tooth taken out one time, and that doctor just kind of sprung it on me, and I was just like, yeah. This one was a little bit more fucked up, and today, a week later, has been like the first day that I didn't wake up fucked up. And it's not, nothing's like crippling pain or anything. If you've had your shit out, it's like fucking annoying more than anything. It's like let's say you went fucking swimming in the lake for the first time in a year. You know what I mean? And this is different than ocean swimming. Lake swimming is fucking hard on the body. And you swimming in a lake, and then at the next day, you're like fucking feeling shit that you fucking definitely know you haven't moved in a long ass time. And you're like, oh, bitch, I feel that shit. This is kind of like the same thing. So it's just like this annoying fucking, whatever. And I've been trying to fucking eat. It's fucking up my whole shit. And it was like a couple of days before I even felt like doing anything. I still had to work. I still had to do everything. But I was like, every time I had to just not do anything, I fucking was doing that. It made me feel like a bum a little bit. So, aside from that, I couldn't really get into it last week because, for one, I was all fucked up. And for two, we hadn't had the hearing yet. But, Boney Baloney, she fucked up at school pretty good. So, the Tuesday of last week, I get a call. I'm at a job. I get a call from the fucking principal or vice principal. Oh, fucking, they made some TikTok. Her and two other kids, they made a TikTok making fun of a teacher and making fun of his wife and making fun of his baby. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's just always something with these fucking kids. What the fuck is this? What is she sending me? Oh, she's sending me. I told her, yo, let me know if the fight, because I'm late. It's like 10:18 right now. I'm like, yo, let me know if the fucking fight comes on. And she's sending me some. Oh, I know who that is. Oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. So anyway, so they call me up. They're saying all this shit. It's a big fucking deal, right? And I'm like, all right, what the fuck? They're like, yeah, we need to have a meeting today. And I'm in fucking Charlotte. I'm an hour away in the middle of a job. So like, even if I were to just stop, I'm in a work vehicle. I gotta go back to fucking drop off the work vehicle, get my vehicle, go back out home. I'm like, I can't. So then I'm talking to Erica about the shit, and she's like, this is fucked up. This is a big deal. We gotta fucking handle this. And I'm like, fuck, man. So, for the first time ever, I left the job early, and went home, and I called the school back actually before I left, and I said, I'm leaving work. Do you still got that 4:00 fucking time open? So I don't have to come to fucking, what's the shit called? 8:30 the next morning. Yeah, yep, that'll work. And I'm like, fuck, all right. So we get out there 4:00. We have this hearing. So this shit starts bad, right? We get to the school, and you know how schools are these days. They're like locked the fuck down. We're at the first set of doors, ring the doorbell, nobody answers. We're 15 minutes early. I don't know, 5:15, or fucking early. Nobody answers the door. A kid comes out in the vestibule. He lets us in there. He goes out. So now we're in the vestibule. We're at the second. Now the second door is locked. And we're like, what the fuck, man? We're supposed to be here. Another kid comes through. Lets us through that door. Okay, now we're running around the school. Me, Bone, Erica. Going to this office, that office, this office. All these fucking different offices. And it's all stairs. I was like, I got to get my fucking cardio up because I was fucking winded going up 4 flights of stairs, then down 3, then up 2, then up 1 more, then down 4. And I said, there was like some big sign on this hallway. It said staff only. And I said, that's where we couldn't find a fucking teacher. Not even like one single teacher. So I was like, I got to go find my brethren in the custodial arts fucking section. I opened it. She's like, Erica's like, no. I said, I don't give a fuck about this staff only shit. The fuck out of here with that. I'm supposed to be here right now. Opened it up. There's a fucking young kid janitor there. I was like, hey, where the fuck did we do this at? He's like, oh, just go all the way down to the bottom of those stairs right behind you. All the way down. He's like, to the basement, which is considered, it's the basement, but it's the first fucking floor. Anyway, I don't know why it's like that. It's like half floor. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucked up. They call it a basement the basement, but the basement's the first fucking floor you walk in. So I don't know if that part of the building is lower than the main part of the building, the addition. I don't know. Anyway, so so we go in, and as we're going down the stairs to this basement, there's another fucking flight of stairs. We're walking by a family coming up the other side, so we all kind of do the hallways, the stairwells, fucking scrunch in. And it's another one of the girls involved in this shit. And her family, and the principal, and I didn't know any of this at the time. Like, I was like, oh, there's a group of people. It probably got something to do with it. And a voice from all these people that were walking by says, just go down and wait for us in the room. And I said, all right. We get down to the bottom. There's fucking 2 rooms. And then there's another room around the corner. There's mad rooms. And I'm like, fuck this. I said, we'll just stand right here. I don't want to be sitting in the wrong room like a dumbass, So we're sitting there. And I hear the people like must have let the other family out, and they're coming back down the stairs as principal and vice principal. She says, how did they get in? And she goes, I don't know. Somebody must have let them in. She goes, who's all here? And she goes, Mom and Dad. And she goes, ugh, he's the one we have to worry about. We all hear this. We're all standing there, and then they round the part of the wall on the stairs, and we're just standing there. And so they played that shit off. They were just like, oh, and like started walking by, and I said, and right before that happened, I looked at Eric. I go, the fuck's that about? And then they were right there. She goes, what did you mean by that? I said, oh shit. Like normally, she was in defense mode immediately. What did you mean by that? The lady who said it just kept walking. The other lady goes, oh, she's something. She goes, what do you mean? And she goes, the comment that you just made. And the lady put her hands up and she says, it wasn't me. That was her. Right? I said, oh shit. So then I said, what the fuck? So we sit down and we go in the room. And of course I'm like making a joke of the whole shit. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm fucking Kyle. I said, you don't have to worry about me. And the lady who said it just went like, uh-huh. And I was like, what the fuck? So I hear what's going on. They got screenshots and fucking screen recordings. So they were making fun of this young dude teacher. And he's such a nice fucking guy. He was such a nice guy. And it was just regular teacher old bullshit until one of them decided to bring his fucking wife into it and start calling her fat. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? And then they brought in something about the one about his kid was like that he's a cute baby, but then someone else, one of the other girls, took it to talking shit about him, and I don't agree with that. And I don't agree with the wife either. That's bullshit. No women, no kids. That's the rules. You know what I mean? Unless you got it coming. Unless you know what I mean. If we're taking it there, then we're gonna fucking take it there. But just random innocent fucking whatever. Come on. So Bone ends up admitting she admitted to all this shit before we got there. And I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, she admitted to 5 videos. She made the one about the wife. It was like a meme of like a guy walking down the street and he's like, oh, looks like I stepped in shit. And then he looks at the bottom of his shoe and it was the guy's fucking wife, her wedding picture. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, couldn't it get any worse than that? No, it gets worse. I mean, it doesn't get worse. That's like the gist of it. But there was like 22 posts. School's fucking pissed. 3 girls involved. Bone is one of them. So they're like, well, she's suspended for 5 fucking days out of the gate. And then you need to have this hearing. And there's going to be a lawyer representing the fucking, as like a, can't remember the term that they used. But it's like a non-biased participant to bring her findings to the superintendent. Because the superintendent doesn't go to these things, apparently. And, so there's a fucking, okay, so I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And they're like, oh yeah. Then they had the police fucking hand deliver fucking a charge, like a inner school fucking charge, which apparently when I started telling my mother this, she goes, we had to do that with you. I said, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I do remember that, actually. I remember that. The hearing and shit, it was a bad thing. And I'm like, damn, it's fucking just like they always said, fucking. My mama told me once, I hope your kids are just like you, and I was like, yeah, right. Well, there it is. So I just didn't think it would be the girl. So and that being said, when they called me at work, the one woman was just going on and on telling this whole story, and I'm like going, okay. And then, and I said, wait a minute, who are we talking about here? I said, are we talking about Aaron or Bones? She goes, oh, it's Bones. I said, oh, okay. Oh, wow. I wasn't sure. I figured it was the boy doing some fuck shit. But, so that was Tuesday. So Friday I go in, I get my fucking teeth pulled. That was crazy. I was all fucked up, man. That anesthesia shit is fucking serious. IV anesthesia had me fucked up. But I felt good though telling him. I'm like, is there narcotics in the aftercare? And he's like, do you not want there to be? I was like, yeah, no, none of that shit. He's like, and he tells the nurse, he's like, only fucking Tylenol and ibuprofen and whatever the rinse is. And I was like, thank you. And I felt like a G, son, because I never had to do that before. Like, since I quit drugs and shit, it's been fucking 14 years now. But I always told myself, if it comes down to it, whatever the fucking thing, whatever it is, I just got to be like, I'm good on that shit. I don't want none of that shit. And it felt good to do that. So I took home some ibuprofen 800s, boy. And, I didn't take them home. I had to go get them. They charged me $15 fucking for a fucking thing of Tylenol. I would have told you I got Tylenol. I'll take those ibuprofen 800s, though. So I don't have to take 4 fucking ibuprofens. But fuck, $15 fucking for a bottle of fucking, like, 25 fucking Tylenol. What the fuck is this shit? Mouthwash $1, ibuprofen 800s $1, fucking acetaminophen fucking $15. I was like, this is some bullshit. So anyway, so now I'm fucked up. Tuesday, Friday comes around. I'm fucked up, and they're like, oh, you got to go to this hearing with this lawyer and bring witnesses and all this shit, and they sent over all this shit, evidence and this and that. So Tuesday comes, I'm still kind of not feeling great. Son, I had 4 days to go over to defense, and I could tell they were like, fuck this cocksucker. Not the lawyer. She was cool. She was doing her job as non-biased. I was fucking quoting Supreme Court rulings, fucking Tinker versus Des Moines, Mahoney versus fucking BL, about fucking protected speech outside of school and fucking what counts as a class disruption and the charges are this and fucking I was on a roll, son. And I thought I was, I don't know, Felt good. I had all my notes and shit. I was questioning you. I got to question everybody, and I was like, I was saying all kinds of fuck shit. And I told Jimmy I was gonna use the 33.33333 with the, or 0.33 with the 3 repeating, of course. And I used that. I threw that in there, and it was and I ultimately I think I fucked it all up. But I was ready though, because what I was arguing is what counts as a disruption. And that's what this charge was. It had like 6 fucking branches of the charge. It was like A, F, B, C, D, fucking all this shit. And what it was saying was a disruption of class by social media, by bullying, cyberbullying, blah, 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 all this fucking shit. And they were talking about suspending her for the rest of the fucking year. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And there was no threats. There was no anything like that. And so I was like, you can question my kid if in a serious matter like this without me being present. They were very vocal about that. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, maybe you can. I don't know that. But the lawyer didn't jump in. And she did jump in when I said, what counts as what makes a major disruption? I mean, I said you have the class, like the amount of class time. Do you have the recorded, like how much class time was missed because of this? Well, students were going and talking about it, and they were going to the counselor. And I said, so if a student made like a crazy basketball shot, and it went viral on TikTok, I said, and people were talking about it for days and days and days. I go, would that student get suspended because they caused a disruption of, this conversation in class? And they said, we've never had that happen before. And I'm saying, well, would it? Well, we don't know. So I was like, all right, whatever. So ultimately in the end, excuse me, in the end, fucking the lawyer said, I do find that she was guilty of this, but I don't find the administration has not proven their case of the major disruption. And I was like, damn, maybe that was because I was bringing that shit up. Like, what is a fucking major disruption? And I know I read all this shit. A disruption cannot be due to administrative investigation. So if the administration pulls kids out of class, if they're fucking pulls the teacher out of class, that's their own fault. They're supposed to conduct that shit off of class time, after school, before school, lunch, fucking passing time, whenever it is. But if they choose to do it where it disrupts class, the investigation is not the defense side doesn't have to take accountability for the disruption. That would be their disruption. But they were saying that the disruption was all these kids going to the fucking whatever. And maybe, I don't know. They didn't have any proof of that. And the whole shit was like entering evidence. And I was like, damn, this is serious. So then they started playing the video. They took a screen record of like scrolling through this TikTok page that they made. And now imagine like being in a fucking library, right? And someone's got their phone as loud as it could possibly go. And a bunch of fucking alpha generation kids made all the content you're about to listen to on full blast. Son, this one video started going some shit like, Monday, eat my ass. Tuesday, eat my ass. And all this it was so fucking loud. And the teacher that they were harassing, he's like 20-something years old. He had to turn around in a chair because he was about to start laughing. I had to start writing bullshit notes on the paper to try and not start laughing at this shit. I think a lot of people were, by all the younger people, or at least people who are kind of with, we were like, what the fuck? And it was just like thing after thing of brain rot and crazy audio. It was pretty fucking funny. But, so ultimately, so we finished all that up. Oh, and so when I was done questioning, I got to question all the witnesses. I said, And my last question has to do with the case because it actually is something that happened at our initial meeting. I said, what did you mean by that comment when you went down the stairs? And she said, oh, I said dads are the one to worry about. I said, no, you didn't. You said he's the one we have to worry about. And then the other lady comes in. She goes, I told you. I said dads. And Erica goes, no, you didn't. You said she said it. And I go, yeah, and you just put your hands up like this. So neither one of them argued that shit. Right? So they don't say nothing. I was like, well, you did. It's fucking true. I'm not making this shit up. Like, we're here about bullying motherfuckers and talking shit about people, and you're talking shit about me. And just to add some background to this, I don't know them. I've never fucking dealt with either one of them. And Ron's been in trouble a little bit this year, but Bone has had no fucking trouble this year. She had some stacks, though, from last year that they all had all in a fucking file. So I was like, but I didn't know them. I never dealt with them. And anytime I ever talked with anyone from the school ever, I'm always fucking, yeah, me. I'm cool. I'm nice. I'm fun. I'm trying to make this shit, we're talking about it. I'm trying to get my kids out of some shit, if I have to. I'm not like, fuck you. I definitely nothing to worry about until you said that, and then I started reading the law. All right. So then we get done with it. They're like, yeah, you won't know until tomorrow or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, okay. So we go to leave, and the principal she's like, can I speak with you outside? And I'm like, fuck, man. She's about to tell me what a fucking asshole I am for my fucking quoting the fucking law and shit. And she goes, we got outside the room, and they were recording the whole shit and everything. And she goes, I just want to tell you I'm sorry. I had a lot going on. I was meeting with all kinds of parents, and we had just had an explosive run-in, and And I said, I got this weird feeling that you thought I was somebody else. And she looks at me dead in my eyes, and she goes, I did think you were somebody else. Someone that I haven't had an explosive confrontation with before. And I know exactly who she's talking about. She goes, I get your guys' kids. I get them confused. And I did think that was what was about to happen. And I said, it's all right. I said, she was upset. I said, I was just trying to figure out why you were saying that about me. So they suspended her. And I was like, fuck, man, I really hope they don't kick her out for the rest of the year. That's going to be fucked up. And they were talking at the meeting about coming back in April. And I was like, fuck, that's a long fucking time, man. So they came back with, she can come back at the in the first week of February. But then they offered her a fucking parole program, which now we got to wait for somebody to get back to us about when the early release could possibly be. Because now she's doing fucking multiple hours a day. She's sitting at our kitchen table for 5 hours straight. Unless a teacher, one of the tutors, the online tutors, unless they cut the class short, she just has to sit there and then it goes right to the next one. Can't even take a piss. So unless they finish the lesson early and they don't know what the fuck's going on, they're like, we don't have no work from the school, so we're just kind of going over basic curriculum of the fucking, of the grade, the 7th grade program, and it's just been what the fuck, man. So that's what the fuck we've been dealing with. And you know what? It was wrong. And I'll always defend my kids. I'll always back them. But I don't like that shit. I'm not big on fucking, if you're going back and forth with someone, if you got a reason to be fucking with someone, if the teacher was breaking your balls and shit, then fuck it, bust his balls back, Even then, don't bring his fucking wife and kids into it, man. They don't got nothing to do with that shit. Unless the wife said, you little fucking cocksucker, then give it to her. But aside from that, you can't I didn't think it was all right, but I also didn't want her suspended for a fucking year, And one of my points was, I go, if this whole meeting is about the disruption of education, I said, suspending her for a year is going to be a major disruption of education, I believe. I said, and I just, I don't think that would be good for anybody. I said, I think maybe some counseling to figure out why they're acting out like this. I said, and maybe a restructuring of her schedule. I said, but a fucking rest of the year, man, dude, she's I don't know. There should be a punishment, and I agree with the punishment, and I don't really agree that much with the early release. I think the beginning of February was good. It was a fat fucking long thing. She says all the teachers are great in tutoring, but she says it sucks, and that's what I want. I want that shit to suck. Because, and like I told Ronnie's bitch ass, dumbass motherfucker, they printed every single fucking referral, everything that Bone ever did in school since 4th grade. 4th grade? 5th grade. 5th grade? 4th grade. Yeah, 4th grade. She did half of 4th grade here. Even though I don't think anything happened then, but they pulled all the records and they had it all printed one by one, every fucking thing, and it looked like a fat thing, but some of it was bullshit. It was like skipping class. Reason was in nurse's office. I'm like, well, why the fuck is this in here? You got a referral for that? You're being in the nurse office. Anyway, I could have challenged all that shit, but I didn't want to sit there and read through it while everyone was looking at me. But we weren't there for that. Anytime I try to bring up something else, I'm like, both of my fucking kids have been assaulted in this building, like fucking actual assault. They're like, that's not what we're here about. I was like, all right, whatever. I want to get the transcript, or not the transcript, like that, the actual audio. I would love to hear that. I'll put it on here. So, just another fucking thing in the fucking school district. But I agree with them. I think they should be punished. I don't think it should be for the rest of the year. So that's where I kind of left it. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But I got DPMs in. I'm about to put up some bundles. We're going to be running some bundles. Probably like Mop Scribe bundles. That's not like the damage pack, because you don't never know what you're going to get in that. This will be, violet, blacktop, whatever. Fucking, or 8-ounce blacktop mop. Something like that. Something that you know what it is. I want to do that. And to get those DPMs up. They're new, they're custom now, so those are fucking tits. Punch Marker killed it as usual. Killed it. I got them sitting here. I just gotta take some new photos because they're fucking new and bumping looking, and we'll get some of those out. So if you missed out on the original DPMs, I don't know if we could probably work something out if you wanted like an original, but it would be definitely a custom order. So all right, I'm going to shut this off because I haven't eaten today at all. I've been working all fucking day. I'm actually wearing my entire work outfit, jacket, everything. So I'm going to go try to make some food, get this episode up, and watch to see what happens with this Paul fight. All right, I love you guys. Shout out fucking Machine Studio. Shout out fucking Punch Marker. Shout out MKA. Shout out Pep. Zeph. Shout out everybody. Shout out to the people that were hitting me like, yo, I'm back. Shout out Big Draco. What's up, baby? And a shout out to the guy who pulled my fucking teeth out. I can't remember your name. I don't even remember shit, son. Shout out to you, though. Who else? Shout out everybody, man. I love you guys, and I appreciate you sticking around and fucking shout out fucking Jared Murray. Shout out fucking Dane. Shout out Gucci Burr and a whole big Indian team over there. Shout out all those guys. I love you guys. I love everybody, man, and keep sticking around and fucking. Maybe next week I'll have something different to complain about. Oh, shit. And if I don't see y'all motherfuckers, Merry Christmas, man. I forgot about that. When the fuck is that? That's like next Wednesday or something, ain't it? No, next Thursday. So I'll see you guys the fucking day after Christmas. I'm probably going to be working then, too. Love you guys.